What's happening, bro chachis?
About 2 weeks ago, I dropped my first piece of 2024. I appreciate that over 10,000 people actually watch that video now. I'm gonna try and be more consistent and have more engaging and entertaining content.
Don't worry, we'll still have some videos out there. Max is traveling a lot, so that's why we haven't had any Tech Thursdays by Fu over at Epic. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about brakes versus brakelessness, a park setup versus a street setup, low PSI versus high PSI, black versus white. I don't even know where else we're going with this. So we're in Miami now, so it's very sunny. And today I'm gonna be doing a promo for Amper glasses. These are the Dusk. These are some of the coolest glasses I've ever owned.
First and foremost, major shout out. Yes, those round of applause you hear in the background, that's actually for Sabrosa and the Shadow Conspiracy. These are my bike sponsors. For those of you guys who don't know, Sabrosa mainly makes the frame, bars, and forks, and Shadow Conspiracy makes all the components. They do have some parts that are signature for different riders. So as an example, I have matte ray bars and a matte ray frame. And here I have a rim frame. With, these are Voltus bars, so I don't think they're anybody's signature, but I do have Simone Baracco's signature forks right here in chrome. Now, I tried to do something different. I often ride just black bikes. It's easier when they get beat up. I just like them, I get less tired of them. One of my favorite white bikes ever was when we were on Melrose for the On Some Shit store in LA. And that bike actually got stolen, and I was pretty devastated because it was the cleanest white build I ever had. I tried to replicate it, but some of the parts weren't available anymore, so that kind of sucked.
Yeah, so this is the rim frame, and it's more of a park riding setup. It's a little more compact, a little more tight, lighter, and I think it's a little tiny steeper than the street frame, which is the Matte Ray MR2 that I'm running here. Now, I try to usually keep things pretty much the same. As you get older and you're more comfortable in your riding style, you don't want to deviate because then it's just more variables. If you just don't get to ride 7 days a week, like when you were 19 years old, you want to have some control. So I try and keep the bike locked in. But this year, I've been riding a lot more. I actually work out quite a bit just so I can stay healthy enough to ride my bike as often as possible. And so because of that, I wanted to experiment. So this is the first time I'll be riding brakeless in a very long time. And this is also the first time I'll be riding a completely different frame geometry. So we're gonna go to ride at a skate park in a second and see what the main differences are. So for your park setups, you're gonna usually want something that's more compact, and you want it to have a looser wheelbase. That means it's not as tight because you're gonna be going up transitions. Most street bikes now, they have a little steeper head tube angle, and the back end is a little shorter so you can spin easier. And a lot of people do a lot more nose wheelies in the streets than they do in the park. But again, most modern day riders are crossovers, which means that they ride both park and street. So it won't be too different. I just, again, wanted to try something that's a little bit different out of my comfort zone and a little lighter. Now, the real question at hand, brakes versus brakelessness. Do you guys even know why people went brakeless to begin with? One name, Edwin De La Rosa.
Yeah, right there is perfect.
And I think his very first part in Turbulence, he was either like 16 or 17 years old, and he made brakeless riding look so good that everybody really adopted it. One of the biggest selling points for brakelessness, you just don't have to put them on. Also maintenance. A lot of people struggle with keeping their wheels true or keeping a gyro really on point. If you don't set up the brakes right, you'll have gyro flop, your brakes won't grab right, and it's like pointless to even ride them. Also, bikes do look cleaner. I cannot argue that. Like when you have all this cablery here, it doesn't look as clean as when you have a brakeless setup. Also, brakelessness is lighter. In reality, I'm probably selling you guys more on riding brakeless than trying to sell you brakes, but that's not even the point of this video. I kind of just want to play devil's advocate and give you guys reasons as to both. As far as riding brakes, hands down, bike control. You have more of it. You have quicker ease to stop. You can also just do more tricks because with the brake, you can do tire taps, foo-foo-noos. When you do tail whips, you can tap the brakes and your rear wheel will stop spinning. The air will go through it quicker and you can tail up easier. This is what I grew up like watching all my idols ride. It was Dave Mirra, Ryan Nyquist, shit, Scotty Kramer was 16 years old and he was a badass gyro rider. Did have Aaron Ross, Kevin Porter, and a few other people riding brakes, but they had a straight cable and they made it look so clean. But I've always just been more akin to a gyro setup with 4 pegs. That's just what all my heroes rode. And also, I just like the pull power on the gyro. It feels like it distributes the pull onto both sides, and I'm able to adjust my bike more easily. And I just like the aesthetic, to be honest.
All right, so we're about to put the street setup to the test. Again, it has a little bit lower PSI, just like you would in the streets. 4 pegs. These are 160mm cranks, so a little shorter. And the standover height is lower. The bottom bracket height is a little taller, so that makes the frame more compressed. I have the seat post a little higher on this because it is a little lower to compensate, so I can do bar spins. And then again, no gyro. This is definitely new for me. This setup, as you can tell, is already taller. The back end is longer. That one is just slightly more mellow. This one on the street is going to be a little tiny steeper, but not by much. And then everything else kind of same. I have a 25.9 on the right hand drive with a bash guard on both of them. So that'll be pretty comparable. So that'll make it easy to compare. Now again, I'm pretty hyped on these glasses. I don't know if you guys can hear pretty well. I got some RO grime bump in here. You might be able to hear some of it. 2 of the coolest features of these glasses are number 1, that you can click on the left side and that adjusts the tint on the glasses. So if it's a brighter day, you can have it be darker, or if I'm trying to review the footage, I can now see it when I click through. The other coolest feature is that you can tap this button on the right side and listen to your music. Now the best part is that these headphones are on the outside of your ear, so they're not as intrusive as in-ear. So someone that wears AirPods all day, or I also have the Beats Studio Pros on the outside of my ear, after a certain time, either they get sweaty on the outside or sweaty on the inside. So this is very cool to have your music still be kind of personal, but also not as in your ears as usual. So again, these are the Amper Dusk series glasses. As you can see, they're audio sunglasses with instant electronic tint control. Love me a good magnetic box. Cool little carrying case. Also, one of my favorite features is this little magnetic charging cable. As you can see, it just attaches there very easily, and it comes with a USB-C cord that actually looks pretty cool. I wish iPhones looked like this. And you could even technically charge them while they're on your face if you'd like. I don't know if I would do that, but you can. So again, thank you very much, Amper, for sponsoring this video. Pretty hyped on these Dusks. Visit their site with the link down below and use this promo code that I've also listed so you can save some money and so you can support your favorite creator, this guy. So I'm definitely that dude rolling to the skate park with 2 bikes, but this is for testing purposes, so don't mind me. All right, so both bikes are here, and we're at this little local skate park in Doral. I forget what area we're in. Kendall Lakes? Yeah, I think we're in Kendall Lakes. Not the best skate park ever, but it'll do. And it's a hell of a hot day, so we're gonna figure this out. And I don't really know what this obstacle is, but apparently there's already riders on it. Kind of like a slight up ledge to a slight launch ramp thing. And look how nice and broken in these grips are. You know, some might see trash, but this is, to me, perfect level grippage. This is gonna take a while to break in, but they feel really good out the box, so that's not bad. I really never ever wear sunglasses when I ride, but these are surprisingly staying on. And again, the music is kind of like in my peripheral, not in my ears. So it's pretty cool. Legit first time riding this thing ever. First thing I noticed is that I'm gonna have to add a link to the chain because as I'm grinding or doing anything, I can feel my heel touching the peg. So I just need to elongate this. 1, maybe even 2 links to this job. Also, everything's still loose. So my wheel is shifting mid-grind. try to stack up as many clips as I could. But there's a lot of kids and I don't want to hurt anybody. And also, I'm still not quite used to this bike. Got messy over there. Electric mini pocket bike thing, but still need to adjust a couple things, maybe cut the bar down a little bit. Feels pretty great. As far as an aftermarket complete, as far as building an aftermarket complete BMX bike, Sabrosa makes the best ones. They make everything you need. You don't need to outsource anything. You can get it all from them. And it feels just like my other bike. Obviously, minor little changes, but otherwise I feel right at home. So I just need a couple more days to break it in and then we get to go. I might not be in Los Angeles anymore, but I'm still gonna complain about the heat, battling kids at the skate park, and a whole new setup on this brakeless device. So ironically, the brakeless bike is the park one, so I got to ride more street on the park setup because I don't feel that comfortable quite yet on the brakelessness. Also, the back end is very short, so it just changes up the way you ride. Normally with brakes, I ride a little bit more lean back, but when I don't have brakes, I tend to lean a little more forward because I don't want to loop out. So that has to change in order to ride more comfortably. But all in all, this is going to be the first of many of these type of videos going back and forth comparing things. So just leave a comment down below what other comparisons you want to see me do between bikes. For now, I'll have 2 bikes. I'm going to figure out how to give it away, but maybe leave me a comment as to how you think I should do that. I'll probably go street riding soon, but I got to go on a hot date, so I should probably wrap this up. You know what to do. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you guys on the next video. And shout outs to my sponsors, Sabrosa, Shadow Conspiracy. Actually, it's a hodgepodge of both of them. Thanks for watching. See you next time.